As you can see, we have now completed the 3 steps we agreed upon. The first step is selecting the raw materials we want to use in the formulation. The second step is defining the chemical or nutritional analysis of the formulation, such as protein percentage, available phosphorus, calcium, fats, dry matter, ash, and similar components. The third step is determining the total weight of the formulation. After that, you simply press the Calculate button, and as you can see, in the blink of an eye, the program generates the formulation result. In other words, it provides the optimal proportioning of raw materials that achieves the chemical analysis you require. As you can see here, the program displays the price, then the total weight of the formulation, followed by the chemical analysis, and finally the raw material ratios, which represent the final formulation result. As you can see, the whole process takes only a very short time. Peace be upon you and God's mercy and blessings. How are you all doing? I hope you are well. This is Ali Khudr, and today, God willing, we will present a simple and quick explanation of the FeedField calculator, the first program in the Arab world, by the grace of God, for formulating all types of feed rations at the lowest possible cost. What does lowest possible cost mean? It means that the formulation is optimized based on the price of the raw materials. Why is this explanation not detailed? Because a detailed explanation would make the video quite long. The program itself is not complicated, but it is extensive and comprehensive. Therefore, a fully detailed explanation would take more time. However, God willing, I have included a link in the video description to another video where I explain the program in detail. Today's video is just a quick usage demonstration to give you a general idea of the program, especially since this is the first launch of the program this year, by the grace of Almighty God. So what is FeedField Calculator? FeedField Calculator, in simple and concise terms, is a program designed to formulate and optimize all types of feed rations at the lowest possible cost. Now, what is the difference between this program and the traditional methods we usually use? If we look at traditional methods, they mainly depend on the user or the nutritionist manually proportioning raw materials, reducing expensive ingredients and increasing cheaper ones, in order to achieve the desired chemical or nutritional analysis. These methods typically rely on supporting tools such as the Pearson square or Excel sheets. Do these methods achieve the desired chemical analysis to a large extent? Yes, they do, although the accuracy may not always be very high. However, they can generally achieve the required chemical analysis. But do they achieve the lowest possible cost? Absolutely not. You may get close to it, but reaching the absolute lowest cost with 100% certainty is extremely difficult. This is because these methods rely on human trial and error, unlike computer-based linear equations, which is what this program uses. The program operates using linear equations. It evaluates the chemical analysis you require, analyzes the available raw material data, and then selects the optimal raw material proportions that achieve the required chemical analysis at the lowest possible cost. The only scenario that guarantees the lowest possible cost is the one chosen by the program. Now, if you ask me, why FeedField? Why should I use FeedField? Is it because it saves time and effort? Yes, absolutely, it does save time and effort. But that is not the ultimate goal. The stronger and more critical objective is cost reduction. For example, if FeedField produces a formulation that is $50 or even $100 cheaper per ton than what you are currently using, and your factory produces 100, 150, or 200 tons per day, the impact becomes clear. Simply multiply your daily production by the saving per ton, and you will immediately see how the daily waste you are avoiding can easily reach thousands of dollars. Now let's take a very quick look at how the program works. From here, you can register or record a raw material or add one manually by entering its name, price, and minimum and maximum limits. These limits refer to the minimum and maximum allowable weight of that raw material in the formulation. These values are not mandatory, but the most important thing is that the price is accurate, as the program formulates the ration at the lowest possible cost based on market prices. Next, you enter the raw material data, such as protein and other nutritional components. This applies if you want to add the material manually. However, the program already comes with a powerful built-in database of raw materials. Over 129 raw materials with complete chemical and nutritional analyses. You can edit, add, or delete materials in this database if you wish, but in most cases, you will not need to modify anything, as the data provided is already accurate. From here, you can search for the raw materials you want, select them, and press Import. The selected materials will automatically appear in the list. You can edit or remove them as needed. Is manual entry or database selection the only way? No, there is a third method. Excel projects. You can import an Excel file containing raw materials and their data. Once imported, the program automatically displays the raw materials from the Excel sheet. These are not formulations but raw materials, which you can then edit, add to, or modify. Now let's quickly create a broiler feed formulation as an example. We select the raw materials, then move on. At this point, we have completed the first step, selecting raw materials. The second step is defining the chemical analysis of the formulation, and the third step is setting the total weight. When you press the analysis button, the program automatically reads the nutritional data of the selected raw materials and asks you to define the desired nutrient percentages. For example, you may want protein to be exactly 21%. You can also load a previously saved chemical analysis, such as a broiler formulation, and modify it if needed by adjusting minimum and maximum nutrient limits. The chemical analysis includes crude fiber, calcium, ash, protein, dry matter, fats, available phosphorus, and other nutrients, each with its required percentage or acceptable range. After defining the raw materials, the chemical analysis, and the total weight, such as 1 ton or 1,000 kilograms, you simply press Calculate. Within moments, the program produces the final formulation result. First, it displays the total cost and chemical analysis. Then it shows the most important result, the optimal raw material proportions that achieve the lowest possible cost. This means the program has evaluated raw material prices and produced a formulation that is guaranteed to be the cheapest possible option using the selected materials. Below that, the program displays the cost contribution of each raw material in the formulation. This is just one calculation mode. The program includes several calculation modes. While it is not possible to explain them all in this video, let's briefly look at the second mode, unconstrained calculation. In the constrained mode, the program uses all selected raw materials without excluding any. In contrast, the unconstrained mode allows the program to freely choose which raw materials to use, selecting only those that best achieve the required chemical analysis at the lowest cost. This is especially useful when you are unsure which raw materials to use. You can provide 20 or 30 materials, and the program will select the optimal subset. As you can see, this mode may use fewer raw materials while maintaining the same chemical analysis, but at an even lower cost, guaranteed. There is also a third mode called advanced calculation, which gives the user greater flexibility. You can define minimum and maximum numbers of raw materials, enforce mandatory inclusion of specific materials, and set minimum and maximum weight limits for each ingredient. This mode offers extensive customization options that are beyond the scope of this brief explanation. You can save formulations and raw material sets for reuse in future formulations. The program also includes a feature to revive old formulations. If you have an existing formulation that you trust completely, you can input it into the program, and it will rebalance the same raw materials to achieve the same chemical analysis at the lowest possible cost. The final formulation results can be saved as Word or Excel files, including charts and visual data, making it easy to share with others. Another powerful feature of the program is its warning system. If the user enters incorrect or illogical nutritional values, the program alerts them immediately. For example, if calcium is set to an unrealistic value, the program will inform you that it cannot be achieved. Honestly, I have not explained even 10% of the program's capabilities. The program is extensive and requires a much longer explanation. However, this gives you a general idea. If you would like to request the program, do not forget to contact us. God willing, it will be delivered to you completely free of charge, with a trial period so you can test it yourself. That's all. This was Ali Khadr. Peace be upon you and God's mercy and blessings.